So yeah, um, for the first 6 months of knowing her, I really didn't get involved very much. I just enjoyed her presence, and I I kept our relationship in my back pocket as just a, you know, maybe if I'm lucky, something will come of that. But if not, I don't want to know that that's not possible because she's already with someone, or maybe she's a lesbian or something. I don't know. I just liked the idea of it being there. And so I would come in very often, and she would serve me my regular food. She got like my order down and stuff. Like I usually wouldn't have to order anything. And and it was just very nice. I just enjoyed her presence. Um, then I got mad bitter because, and I fucking have this recorded. The recording on my phone is titled "Why." There was this awesome black dude sitting next to me. So there's like these. It's a diner, so there's like booths, and I'm sitting in this booth, and to the left of me, directly across the aisle, there's this like awesome black dude and his Mexican homeboy. And he's like just one of those awesome black dudes with like the afro, and like he's all like built. It's not like way too built, like he's just gonna like just break things when he walks around. But he's just got like that athletic build, and he's got a big old crazy smile, and he's just super flamboyant. Just one of those guys that he could fuck your girl at any moment, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. And he's just sitting there chilling, doing his thing, and I'm listening to music or whatever. And sure enough, because Kaitlin is being my waitress and he's sitting right over there, she's his. And I start overhearing him talking to his Mexican homeboy that like, hey, I'm gonna ask her for her number and shit, and yada yada. And she fucking, she, that mother, ooh, he's just like, hey baby, can I get your number? And she's like, yeah, sure, yeah, yeah. And so she goes and gets him her number, and he says something like, so I'll see you at my place tonight or something. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, what is this fucking bullshit? I've known this bitch for like, I mean, I'm totally just being a little beta faggot, but it was totally, because here's the deal. I'm not looking to fuck this girl. I genuinely want to get to know her. I don't want her to know me as just a guy who's just trying to fuck her. Because honestly, I have very little sexual attraction to her. She's not like a super hot girl. She's just very cute, and she's adorable. And this guy, he probably fucked the shit out of her all night. I don't know what he did, but that dude wrecked her. There's no way. There's no way he didn't. There's no way. Unless she like gave him a fake number or whatever. So anyway, I didn't come back for like a month after that. I was like, fuck this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I just went in my car and I just drove home, and I was just like, I mean, it wasn't like enough to cry over, but I'm just like, dude, really? Just right there in front of me, of all places for that to happen, I have to be sitting there on her shift next to the fucking like, but maybe it happens all the time. I don't know. She caught my eye. Maybe she catches everyone's eye. Anyway, but she's like 22 or something. She's very young, and she's anyway. Um, so I end up going to Oregon, and then I come back and yada yada. And I give it another like 2 weeks or so after I get back from Oregon, and I go back in there, and she tells me that this is her last day, or this is like her last week or month they're there or something, and her last day was going to be Friday, which was July 4th. I think that was a Friday, or either July 4th or July 5th. And she tells me that's going to be her last day. So I'm like, holy shit, I can't just like sit here and just bask in her presence anymore. God, that sounds so stalkerish. So, hold on, somebody's whispering. Um, so yeah, where was I? Fuck. So yeah, she says that she's not gonna be working there she's not gonna be working there much longer. There's a finite amount of time before she is not working there. So I'm like, fuck, dude. And I'm just sitting there having my meal, and she comes up to me one more time, and I'm like, please don't leave. And I'm sure she got the hint, like how much that's all I said. I was just like, please don't leave, because, and what I meant by that was like, you're very nice, and I really like, God, I don't even know what to say. But she said, I already gave my 2 weeks notice or whatever, yada yada. And so I I went home, and I started working out. I was like, okay, I need to find a way to stay in contact with this person in a way that doesn't seem like creepy and that I'm trying to just fuck her. I just need to establish contact beyond, her being my waitress. And oh, and by the way, I like a year before this, I had looked. She has no Facebook. She does not exist on the internet. Admittedly, I don't know her last name, but I've gone through. But I know she's friends with this lady Amanda on Facebook, and Amanda's one of the waitresses there. And I've looked through all of like 900 of Amanda's friends, and I couldn't find her. And, like, even if I did find her, I'd be too much of a pussy to like send a friend request or whatever. God, I'm such a little faggot, dude. I'm such a little faggot. But okay, so she tells me it's so I go home and I start devising. I'm like, okay, I have to. I wrote out just a thing. It wasn't like a speech. It was just like some points that I needed to get across to her somehow before she left, and I never saw her again. So like a week goes by, and I like practice it in the mirror. I I'm like working on it, and it's just a series of bullet points that I needed to let her know, just in case I never saw her again, because she did a lot for me without knowing it, and I don't want her to die not knowing that, even if that means that I'm fucking creepy. So like Friday comes up. Saturday was her last day, but Saturday was going to be like 4th of July or something. There was some reason I wasn't going to come Saturday. I usually don't go there on weekends anyway, because it's like packed with people, and I like to just go when it's a couple people. But I go in there, and there's like 3 people in there. So, and I took I took like half a Xanax, even though I usually only take like a quarter, but I took half of one just to fucking calm my nerves. And I go in there, and I said. She comes up and she starts to take my order. I'm like, I'm not ordering anything. If you could just give me a water or something. And she does so. And then, all right, I'll tell you verbatim what I said. Like 10 minutes go by and I wave her over, and I'm like, all right, fuck it. I don't know who you are, and I don't know what your personal situation is. I don't even know. Said something like, I don't even know your last name. But ever since, look, you're very nice and you're very warm, and I know like awesome guys come in here all the time, and I'm sure they like get your number or whatever. And I'm not trying to do all that. I'm just asking that you take my number, and I reached in my pocket, I written my number down, and I said, I just ask that you take my number, and you know, if there's anything I can be involved in, or in any way that, you know, just, I would regret it very much if I didn't try to establish contact with you outside of here. And it sucks very much that you're leaving. But if this is the last time that I hear from you, that's okay too. I'm not gonna like kill myself or whatever. I just thank you for being what you were to me while you were that. And there. And she said, she smiled. She said, you know, that's very cute. And she called me special, and then she called me baby. And I wasn't even aiming for all that. Again, I'm just trying to not freak this girl out and express that she's special to me, but not in a I want to put my dick in you way. You know what I'm saying? And she calls me like baby or whatever, and she's like, I'll get back to you, yada yada. But then like a month goes by, nigga. A fucking month goes by, and I'm sure I'm you know, I'm like, I fucked that up. That was ridiculous, and I'm just sitting there embarrassed about myself and just hating everything that I am. And a month goes by, dude. And on like the 31st or whatever, let me see. This bitch. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So I don't know if you can see this, but she says, hey, this is Kaitlin. Okay, cool. Yeah, she says, hey, this is Kaitlin. What's up? How are you? And then I was like, seriously? Like the waitress, Kaitlin? And she says, yes, like the waitress, with like a little like dismissive face. And she said, oh, well, I was talking to my sister about you today. And I said, oh, I didn't know you had a sister. Did she tell you to text me, or was this on your own accord? And she said, I wanted to. And I was like, oh, cool, well, what's up? And she says, then this bitch, dude, she's like, I was too lazy to dig around my drawer for your number, but I got over that hill. So then I'm like, hold up, I'm driving. Like, give me a second, I'm driving. Like, this bitch can wait. Okay. I'm not about to sit here and play this fucking Miss Royalty bullshit. Fucking, I'm sitting, look, but meanwhile, what's really been happening is I've been waiting like a month to hear back from her, like every day, checking my phone for every little zap or sound that it makes. Meanwhile, but what's really happening is my fucking number's just sitting there in your drawer, and you're too lazy to fucking. So anyway, we talked for a second. We just banter back and forth, and I gather that she was going up. She was going to go to a trip up to Austin around the same time that I was going to go up there to chill with my uncle. And so I asked if she wanted to chill or whatever, and I simply never got a response there. So I just backed off for a while. And then what happened on July 31st? I gotta end this in like 60 seconds. On July 31st, Amanda, the other waitress I told you about, I told her that Amanda told me to tell you to text her. She said, can you give me your number? I said, I don't have it, but she says you're friends on Facebook. And then, hold up, I gotta end this now and start the next video. This is fucking pathetic. But I need to get this out there because my channel is about my life, and I gotta get this out there, so just bear with me.